Hey guys, it's Sandy of Sandy's Organized Chaos, and today I'm just going to kind of briefly go through my craft area. Now, I'm not really going to go into specifications on like my turner or anything today, but I will make sure that I come back through and do another tutorial on my turner and my wands and stuff like that. But today I just kind of wanted to talk about my layout and what works for me. I was going to come through and clean my craft room, but really, what's the point of that? Because I want this to be real. Is your craft room clean? Probably not, because we're all crazy all over the place. Now, everybody's craft room is a different size. Some of you might be in a garage, some of you might be in your laundry room, some of you might have a she shed, some of you might have an entire basement. I don't know. I just have a pretty basic size room, so I'm just gonna kind of show you how I lay out my desk to help me out. So as you can see, when you first walk into my craft room, I have a desk in the center, and then I have workbenches that I have lined across the back of my wall, and then my workbench along this wall, and then I have another cabinet on this wall. I essentially, because I deal with so many tumblers every week, I customize 30 to 40 every single week, so I needed something that had structure, something that had zones where I could do one specific thing in each spot. I think that's really been key to how I do it. So let's go over it a little bit more. As you can see here, I dedicated this entire workbench to my computer. I have my Cricut here, and this is pretty much where I do all of my stuff here. I have my label maker. So this is pretty much my workstation when I go to cut SCGs or I go to handle my online business or whatever it may be. And then if you move over here, this is pretty much where I come in and I will, as you can tell, I come in and I will epoxy my tumblers most of the time right here. And I like to keep things out that I like to use the most. So I have my silicone molds, my footballs that I use for my 20-ounce skinny tumblers, and then I have a drying rack here that I like to have out on hand because I need that. My husband also made me a bunch more of these drying racks. I will have these completely filled across my table sometimes. As you can see here, I have a whole bunch I still have left to do. I have a whole bunch here that I gotta finish up, but I will go over this table in a minute. So if you move back over here, this workbench, I actually do 3D printing. I do straw toppers and stuff like that. So I have my 3D printer here. I have all my extra boxes sitting over here. These are actually all the orders I have going on right now. That's all the empty boxes waiting to be packaged up. And then I have my turner here. Now these benches, I bought these benches from Harbor Freight. They work really well. There's little drawers here that you can store your stuff in. There's a ton of space down here. Now, typically all these are filled with tumblers, but I'm running out, and you know how USPS has been lately. Everything's kind of behind, so I'm just being patient. Now here I have my vinyls. All these special vinyls I can't seem to find online. I can only purchase them at Michael's or Hobby Lobby, so those are my special vinyls, my holographics, glitter, all that stuff, my rose gold vinyl. But I got the device that is holding my vinyl. I got that from IKEA. Now those are actually just bag holders, and like I said, those are from IKEA. And here's my other wall of all my vinyl. I actually get all my vinyl off of eBay. I'll make sure to attach links where I get most of my stuff from. And there is a mermaid outfit on my floor too, so that's nice. Now I'm gonna come over here to this cabinet, and I'm just gonna kind of briefly go over what I keep in this. I also purchased this from IKEA as well. This is where I hold all my extra glitter bottles, my spray paint I buy bulk, so that's all my bulk spray paint. And yep, that's pretty much what's in here. It's just all my extra glitters and paints. Now my center table is actually where I spend a majority of my time when I'm doing things. This is my glitter station. This is where I glitter all my tumblers because I mostly use the epoxy method. And I keep all the glitters that I use all the time in this cart so that way I can easily get to it when I am glittering my tumblers. I also keep all my scissors and everything right here. Pretty simple setup. But this is where I package my packages. This is where I pretty much do everything. Now, I don't know how you guys do it, but when I get an order in, I have a dry erase board and I put each order down and I just go one by one, completing my tasks. Let me know in the comments how you guys do your orders. I also have a nice big window there so that way I get lots of nice sunlight and fresh air if I need it. So that's nice too. The whole reason why I wanted to set my room up the way that I did with kind of like a U shape, I guess you could call it, is because I almost wanted to kind of think of it like a factory. You want to get from point A to point B to point C in a timely manner, get all your stuff on, get it going. So this is just what I found to be the most effective for me. But you can let me know how do you guys set up your craft room? How do you have your flow? I'd like to know. Now that I'm done with rhyme time, I'm gonna kind of go a little bit deeper into my supplies. Now, I like to buy bulk. I buy bulk everything. I feel like you get more bang for your buck that way. So let me go into that just a little. So obviously the first thing I buy bulk are my tumblers. Now I use hog tumblers. I don't know who you guys use, but this is just what I use. I feel like I get a better deal when I buy those big bulk tumblers because I mean that's the whole point of this, you know. You're trying to earn a little bit of cash but still be creative. I also purchase my Mod Podge, which I don't use too often. I don't know. I don't like to use it too often. But when I do, I mean, I have a lot on hand. But I buy my Mod Podge in bulk. I buy my epoxy in bulk. I have lots and lots of giant gallon jugs out in my garage. From my vinyl, I buy in bulk. And like I said earlier, I'll try to make sure that I put links to where I purchase my stuff from in the description below. Now I wanted to talk to you guys about my packaging and what I use for that. So I'm gonna briefly just kind of go over that with you too. Now I've said it once before, but I'm gonna just go over it again here. I signed up to USPS, and when you sign up, you can get a whole bunch of free boxes from them. But I ship priority. I don't know how you guys ship. I don't know what you guys do to ship. Let me know. How do you guys ship your products? But I always have hundreds of these on hand because the first year that I was selling, Christmas time came around and I couldn't find any boxes. I had so many orders that needed to go out and I had no boxes. So from then on out, I decided I would always have lots of boxes on hand. Now here is an item that is ready to go, so I'm just gonna kind of show you. Now because I buy from Hog, they already come with a box. They have bubble wrap inside of it as well. And then I purchase butcher paper from Sam's Club. I think it's like $19.99, and you get this giant roll, and I just rip off a piece of that. I tuck it all in there all nice, and that's pretty much how I do my packaging. Now my labels here and also my cards I make myself, which saves me a ton of money as well. I use onlinelabels.com, and you can purchase these items and you can actually go onto their website and you can put your logo onto a sticker sheet, and then you can upload it and print it from your computer yourself. These are my, that's how many I have to buy. These are my business cards. These are my labels for my boxes. So that's how I do that. Another thing I kind of wanted to go over is how I make my sales. I've sold all across the world. I've sold from Alaska to Hawaii to the East Coast, West Coast. I've sold to Singapore. I mean, all over. Well, that was before I stopped doing overseas shipping, but the prices for that are a little crazy. So I really couldn't afford to do any more sales outside of the US. But I honestly feel like I wouldn't have reached the people that I have reached if it weren't for Etsy. Now that's who I sell through. You can see here, Etsy. But it's not for everybody. But if you'd like me to, I can do another kind of walkthrough on just my Etsy shop, and I can kind of go over that with you guys. If you'd like me to, let me know in the comments and I'll see what I can do. Another thing that I can do is I can kind of give you the basics on how to take nice pictures. You don't have to have a fancy setup. That's my setup. It's 4 boards that I had my husband stapled together, and I just put a nice little placemat on it with some flowers. I mean, it's pretty simple, and sometimes I even just take my photos with my phone. It's all about the lighting and the angle. You don't have to have a fancy photo box or a fancy setup to accomplish nice photos. So if you'd like me to kind of go over that with you guys some more too, I'll also see what I can do with that. Well, that was just kind of a brief description of my area and how I do my making and crafting. My husband already said that he would do a tutorial to show about my turner and my wands, so we'll make sure that we get that together at some point when we're not busy. Don't forget to check out the description below. I'll make sure that I put as many links as I possibly can to the things that I use personally, so that way it's a little bit helpful to those of you who are starting out, or those of you who just want to try to streamline what your shop is and the products that you use. If you have any more ideas for tutorials you'd like me to do, or things that you'd like me to show you, let me know. I'm more than willing to hear what you would like, because I'm making these videos and doing these tutorials to help others succeed. I want us all to succeed. That's my main goal. If you're new and this is the first time you've watched a video of mine, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that we don't miss out on any more tutorials or vlogs I have coming your way, and I will see you guys next time.